Hello, I'm Rasmus Tuominen and I'm ready to defend my Champions League in RallyX Academy.
Hi, I'm Linus Östlund and I'm in Finland and I'm here to chase down Ben-Philip Gundersen.
My name is Ben-Philip Gundersen and I'm ready to defend the championship lead here in Kouvola.
Hello, I am Jere Kalliokoski and Kouvola is my home track and I want to win this weekend.
Hi, I'm Oliver Eriksson, driver of the number 16 Red Bull Honda Civic Supercar for Allspark MEC. We're here in Finland for the penultimate round of RallyX Nordic. Me and the team are ready to defend the lead, so let's take it.
Hey, I'm Robin Larsson and I'm ready to go fully attack mode to take that P1 this weekend and chase that P1 in the championship.
It's the penultimate round of RallyX Nordic. Welcome to Finland, welcome to Kouvola. This, the 6th round of the championship. We're getting to the pointy end of the season now. This is where it all starts to matter for the championship, for points, and therefore we're in for a drama-filled day here in very high temperatures in front of a big crowd in glorious sunshine. David Addison and Nicholas Grunholm trackside. Nicholas, it's a great circuit, Kouvola, lots of undulation, lots of elevation changes, and we're in for a great day of action.
Yeah, for sure, it's a very enjoyable track for the drivers, and as you said, a lot of elevation differences. Quite narrow, no really good places to overtake, so I think we have to, they have to make their way through, and maybe we'll see some contact and so on, but yeah, it's a good track.
That top of the hill, very tricky because you've got the loose section onto tarmac, you're plunging downhill and turning. Easy to make a mistake up there.
Very easy. It doesn't matter if it's dry or wet, it's really slippery, so yeah, a place where we can see somebody win or lose.
Let's have a look at the circuit then. On board with Robin Larsson, Nicholas Grunholm, your guide.
Yeah, a really fast starting straight and then quite, enjoyable ride. I'd say 150 kilometers an hour, then we go up the hill. Here it's always turning a bit to the right, a small jump, and here we see the very slippery braking into, as we say, Lantankaare in Finnish. Then a small straight on the gravel. This is a very tricky place where you also, you come with gravel on your tires, so it's very slippery. This long left is quite difficult to nail. It's a lot of speed, but yeah, then just a small jump and onto the finish line.
And that's the normal lap, not the joker lap, the normal route around the Kouvola circuit. As far as the championship is concerned, Oliver Eriksson comes here as the championship leader. 9 points up on Robin Larsson with Jere Kalliokoski, 6 points back from him in third. Ulrik Linneman is 4th ahead of Andreas Karlsson. Philip German 6th from Peter Hedström. Mikko Ikonen is 8th, Mats Öhman 9th, and the top 10 completed by Krista Dahlmans. In Supercar Light, 10 points separate Ben-Philip Gundersen from Linus Östlund. Sondre Evian is 3rd. Thomas Holman absent this weekend. He's 4th ahead of Anders Michalak and Jimmy Alfredsson. Simon Olofsson needs a good score. He's only 7th from Petter Norso, Mats Oskarsson. And then 10th is Niklas Anaklev. After Q1 yesterday, Oliver Eriksson, the man that was the man to beat within Supercar, ahead of Robin Larsson. Ulrik Linneman, 3rd from Juha Ritkonen, then Joni-Pekka Rajala, 5th from Jere Kalliokoski. The local hero, only 6th ahead of Tony Kuhanen, Andreas Karlsson, Philip German and Mats Öhman. In Supercar Light, Linus Östlund was fastest in Q1 from Ben-Philip Gundersen, then the championship debutant, Jesse Kallio. Sondre Evian 4th from Petter Norso and Simon Olofsson 6th from Frozhag, Anaklev, Oskarsson and Michalak. Linus Östlund had been fastest in Q1 for the RX Lights. He was on pole for Q2, but he had a big battle on his hands and there was drama straight away for Sondre Evian, who had a big spin. Battle was on for the race lead, and it was championship debutant Jesse Kallio that forged away through to the front, and he went on to win the first race in Q2 and with it set the fastest time in the second round of qualifying races. Kallio not a factor as far as the championship is concerned, but he will be able to take points away from people this weekend. He could play quite a significant part. Great pace to win the first race in Q2. Race 2 pitted Simon Olofsson along with Hans-Ola Frozhag against Niklas Anaklev. It was a demon getaway by Frozhag, but he ran wide, elbows out. They ran onto the loose for the first time, but it was Olofsson who hit the front. he started to edge away from the opposition, and he would come through to win race 2 in Q2. The third race had Mats Oskarsson on pole in the middle of the grid, Anders Michalak, and it was Jimmy Valfridsson on the outside. He made a good start. Was it good enough? Up onto 2 wheels went Oskarsson. That scrubbed off time, and it meant that Jimmy Valfridsson won race 3. After Q2, Jesse Kallio, it is in charge. Linus Ostlund is second with Simon Olofsson third. Ben Philip Jundersen has got work to do, fourth, ahead of Mats Oskarsson. In sixth is Jimmy Valfridsson, ahead of Hans-Olof Roshag, then Petter Norso. Sondre Evjen only ninth, and then 10th, Anders Michalak. The drama of the supercars began in Q1 with Oliver Eriksson being fastest. Q2 got underway, however, with Eriksson and Robin Larsson coming to contact at the first corner. Larsson in the Audi urged his way through to the front, and this time he was able to stay there. Larsson fending off Eriksson as they dropped down the hill from the loose to the tarmac hairpin. And Larsson, early doors in the race, was able to build that gap and get away from Eriksson in order to build an advantage he could preserve after the Joker. Question was it going to be a good enough race time to be fastest in Q2? Larsson jokered on that last lap. Had he got enough in hand to race win? Yes, he had. Larsson powering his way up towards the checker flag, and Robin Larsson winning race 1 in Q2. Oliver Eriksson chasing him across the line. Third place going to Juha Ritkonen. Race 2 got underway with Jarek Kalioski on the front row on the inside, and he bagged the lead going into the first corner. There was drama behind as well. Tony Kuhanen coming into contact with Mats Öhman. Both were delayed. Up front though, Kaliokoski was building that advantage. Not only was he building the gap, he didn't have to worry about defending from anybody else behind. And that meant not only did he win the race, he would also be fastest in Q2. Race 3 got underway with Kari Iri on the inside. He got the whole shot down to the first corner. Behind him, riding the curb in the yellow Ford Focus, was Jari Putkinen. He lost a place, however, to Sami Rajala on the climb onto the loose for the first time. Stenny Johansson had been delayed. He was trying to fight back, but up front, Kari Iri was building that gap, building the race lead over the opposition. He served the Joker. He was still clear in the lead with Sami Rajala doing his level best to bring down that gap, and Jari Putkinen just hanging on to third place, but it was close to Stenny Johansson trying to go around the outside of him. The Peugeot 208, however, of Kari Iri came through to win the race. Reigning Finnish champion Ari Pekiomäki was the man to watch in race 4 in Q2. His Ford Focus got the whole shot, got the advantage, as there was all sorts of drama behind. Ari-Pekka Niemi coming into contact with Jari Turi. They were both delayed, and it meant that Pekiomäki was away and gone. There was no stopping him as he charged up towards the checkered flag, and a race win in race 4. Race 5 was led away just by Jana Rinta-Kajahavi, but he lost out at the first corner as Riku Tako went through in the Mini. The two ran nose to tail. The Mini had the advantage, but after it jokered, it started to lose pace. The reason? The right front tyre was going down, and that meant on the Joker lap we had a change for the race lead. Taku dropped back into second place, and it was Kajahavi who came through to take the race win. And he won it too by quite some margin. And the final 4 cars in race 6 blasted away from the line, the best getaway being made by Harri Arola. Drama, however, for the Mini as it smokily headed up the hill in the hands of Matti Nisula. That was heading into retirement. To the Joker went Teemu Patsi. As up front, the battle raged on. Jukka Pikalainen was the race leader. However, in 1:03, Harri Arola was doing his best to try to stem the tide. He made a small error coming across the Joker, and he dropped back into the pack. It meant that the race win would go the way of Jukka Pikalainen, with Harri Arola in second place, and then third going the way of Teemu Patsi. So at the end of Q2, Robin Larsson and Oliver Eriksson tied on points, 2 up on Jarek Kaliakowski, who is 3rd ahead of Andreas Karlsson. Ulrik Linneman 5th from Juha Ritkkinen, with Philip German, Joni Pekarajala, Toni Kuhanen and Kari Iri rounding out the top 10. Q3 began with drama. Jesse Kallio on pole on the inside, Linus Östlund on the outside, and all sorts of dramas at the first corner. Simon Olofsson, the one who came off worse with damage and a spin. Östlund led, Kallio had fallen to 3rd, he moved up to 2nd, and when Östlund made a little mistake at the hairpin, he was even closer. Ready to pounce on the last lap as Östlund jokered. Kallio diving round the outside at the last corner, getting his nose in front and winning the race, his 2nd race win of the day. Then Philip Gundersen was on pole position for race 2 and he needed a good result. He nosed ahead of Anders Michalak going down to the first corner, and once ahead he started to pull away. Not only did he win the race, he also went fastest in Q3. Sondre Evjen was the man to beat in race 3, going around the outside of Petter Norso at the first corner into the race lead. Sideways at turn 3, even more sideways a lap later, but he hung on to score a race win ahead of Petter Norso and Niklas Anaklev. At the end of Q3, Ben Philip Gundersen is just ahead of Jesse Kallio on points, with Linus Östlund 3rd. 4th is Sondre Evjen, Simon Olofsson 5th ahead of Petter Norso. Then it's Jimmy Wilfridsson, Mats Oskarsson, Anders Michalak, and Niklas Anaklev is 10th. For the supercars, had Jarek Kaliakowski on pole, and a dramatic start with a bit of contact between Andreas Karlsson and Robin Larsson. That dropped Larsson down into 4th place. Karlsson briefly dropping to 5th as Philip German led, but Kaliakowski would go through at the top of the hill to the delight of the home crowd. Oliver Eriksson moved up into 2nd place, but the time lost early doors by Larsson was just too great. And Kaliakowski was not to be denied a race win as he came through to score a 2nd race victory of the day and also to go fastest in Q3. Race 2 got underway with Ulrik Linneman taking on many of the home heroes, not eligible for points within RallyX Nordic as they run a different, softer tyre. Linneman in the Honda Civic hit the front. He left the locals scrapping behind him. Joni Pekarajala was in a big hurry. He moved himself up into 2nd place ahead of Ari Päkiömäki in the Fiesta for 3rd. Another eclectic grid for race 3. Going nowhere was Rikutako, the Mini, braking on the grid. Mats Öhman hit the front in his specially adapted Audi, and the disabled driver was able to build up a gap over the opposition. He was well clear by flagpole, a great drive. And race 4 pitted more of the homegrown heroes together, all pitching for a spot in the semi-finals. Jukka Pikalainen hit the front early on, being chased by Harri Arola in the Subaru, but there was drama as off the road went Ivan Niemi, and he managed to get involved with Marko Malinen. And then a spin for Pikalainen. That ruined his race completely. Into the lead went Jari Pukkinen, but late race he had a puncture, and it meant he was powerless to repel the Subaru of Harri Arola, which came through to score the race win. Arola took the checkered flag ahead of a now punctured Pukkinen. More drama in the 5th race. Stenno Johansson hit the front right from the get-go, doing his level best to pull clear of the opposition. And that he did, leaping over the jump, storming away from Raimo Kaukio in 2nd spot. So Jarek Kaliakowski is ahead by 3 points from Oliver Eriksson at the end of Q3. Robin Larsson is 3rd from Ulrik Linneman. Then Joni Pekarajala ahead of Juha Ritkkinen. Andreas Karlsson is 7th from Philip German. Mats Öhman 9th. And Toni Kuhanen rounds out the top 10.
Jarek Kaliakowski, you've won Q2 and Q3 so far today. It's going pretty well for you.
Yes. Speed is very good now.
And there must be something about this track that you really enjoy, because you seem to be quick here.
Yes, track is very quick and I like it.
And your car seems to have a lot of pace today. Can you take on Robin and Oliver and win today?
Yes, I want to win today.
But you're enjoying the track?
Yeah, it's really challenging, but yeah, like I said, it's so hard to find that last speed so we can feel comfortable like we done in the previous events, but we're working on it.
And do you think you'll be able to take it to Kalliokoski in the final?
As it looks right now, not on the speed. I mean, I suppose he's been practicing.
You think you can take it to Jere and Robin in the semi-finals and final?
Yeah, of course. We've proven we were fast. We won Q1, and as I said, turn 1 here is pretty tough. So we've been unlucky there, but the intermediate fight is fairly on. So we just keep doing what we're doing and hope for some luck in the end. And we have the pace to win, so we're gonna do it.
So Riku, you're currently 3rd in the championship in the Finnish National Rallycross Championship. How's your season gone so far?
Well, yeah, we had a bit of a struggle in the first race. It was a full wet race on muddy conditions, and I couldn't really get the grip on the car. I dropped in the semi-final, finished 8th, so it was pretty bad start for the season, but been good so far. As 3rd in the second and won the last one now before this one, so now it looks good for this one.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's getting better all the time. So just need to keep it dry and steady all the time. So I think the pace is there.
And what are your aims for this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. We need to get some points from the guys in front of me in the championship for sure. But of course, it's one big gamble, the whole thing, because we have the Nordic guys on board as well, and we need to mix it up. So, but I think, yeah, there's no room for any strategies or anything. Or if you start counting them, then you never end up well. So it's just floor it and then see how it is on Sunday.
And you think the car has the pace?
Yeah, for sure. Car is a lot better than last year here, because unfortunately last year, just before this race, we needed to change our spare engine in. So we were really lack of power, and it was like struggling the whole weekend. So now we are with our main engine and with all the upgrades. So I'm really confident that the pace for the lap times and all that, I know this track well, so that's we should be pretty good. But of course, need to nail the stars and a lot of strong competitors.
So Juha, you're currently leading the Finnish National Championship. How's your season gone so far?
Eli suomeksi. Okei, eli kausi on ollut hyvä SM-sarjassa, että on ehkä vähän yli odotustenkin lähdetty menemään ja auton kanssa on vähän probleemia ollut, mutta niistä on selvitty ja nyt johdetaan SM-sarjaa, niin se on ihan hienoa.
Okay, the season has been better than what we have expected in the beginning of the season. We are leading now the Finnish National Championship by 9 points, and it is a bit better than what we expected in the beginning of the season. This is the first season in the supercar class.
And you enjoy the track here in Kouvola?
Kouvola on hieno rata, että varmaan Suomen yksi hienoimmista ja teknisimmistä ja täällä on paljon ajettu testiä, että toivotaan, että se näkyy.
Okay, the track is maybe the most exciting and most technical in Finland. We have been testing here quite a lot, and hopefully that will produce some nice results for us.
And what do you think you can do this weekend? What results are you aiming for?
Kyllä mä finaalipaikasta toivottavasti ajan, mutta kyllä mä semifinaaliin on jo tosi tyytyväinen.
Aiming hopefully to the finals, and okay, semi-final might be also good, but we are targeting on the Finnish National Championship points. That is the main goal for us.
supercar lights was a very dramatic race indeed. Ben-Philip Gundersen was on pole position and he tried to grab the lead at the first corner, helped by this incident that really delayed Jesse Kallio and also Linus Östlund. Kallio dropped to 4th, Östlund to 5th. Ben-Philip Gundersen was away in the race lead and he was able to build that as they squabbled behind him. Sondre Evian ran 2nd, Kallio up to 4th, and he decided to joker early to try to get out of the traffic. It didn't pay off, however. As the joker unwound, he was still stuck in 4th place. Significantly, though, he was ahead of Linus Östlund. Ben-Philip Gundersen was heading for a race win and another fastest qualifying time. His race, pretty much an easy one. But behind him, there was drama. Sondre Evian hit the curb at the penultimate corner and over he went. The car did a complete roll and everybody thought that was him done. Up to the checkered flag came Ben-Philip Gundersen. In the background, you'll see from another angle Evian go over. But amazingly, he drove across the finish line. The car certainly picked up damage, but it could have been a whole lot worse. The second race in Q4 had Jimmy Valfridsson on pole position, and he converted that into the race lead at the first corner. He ran a little wide, almost giving an opportunity to the opposition, but he was able to stay clear. Valfridsson heading towards the timing line, another race win. Is it going to be good enough to get him into the semi-finals? And the final race in Q4 had Mats Oskarsson on pole position on the inside, but Simon Olofsson tried to go around the outside and then duck up the in as they turned their way through turn 1 up the hill. There was then contact, and that did for Hans-Olof Roshaug. His car into the bank and out of the race. After that, Olofsson, despite a little bit of rear damage, was on target for an easy race win. The final race winner in Q4 for Supercar Lights. So Ben-Philip Gundersen ahead after qualifying with Jesse Kallio 2nd. Linus Östlund 3rd from Simon Olofsson and Jimmy Valfridsson. 6th is Petter Norso with Sondre Evian 7th. As far as points are concerned, Ben-Philip Gundersen is ahead for the championship, ahead of Linus Östlund. Sondre Evian 3rd from Thomas Holman. Simon Olofsson and Jimmy Valfridsson is 6th. First race in Q4 for the supercars turned out to be the race of the day. Drama at the first corner, Robin Larsson out wide, a bit of damage for Oliver Eriksson, and through it all came Jere Kalliokoski to snatch the advantage as Eriksson and Larsson went toe-to-toe, door handle to door handle, heading to the top of the hill. Larsson forced out wide, lost ground, dropping back in behind Joni-Pekka Raijala as the cars dropped downhill. But Kalliokoski was looking mighty up front. Eriksson chased after him, but getting sideways, scrubbed off speed. We lost from the battle Ulrich Linnemann. And worse was to come for the team, because as Oliver Eriksson rejoined after the joker, there was contact. It got Joni-Pekka Raijala sideways, it put Eriksson over the curb, and Robin Larsson pounced right round the outside, picked up the place. And even worse was to come for Oliver Eriksson as a puncture led to a broken wheel and a spin. There was no stopping Jere Kalliokoski, though, as he was on target for yet another race win and to go fastest in Q4. Robin Larsson chased him across the line. Joni-Pekka Raijala 3rd, and a puncture, a broken wheel and 2 spins meant this was the sorry side of Oliver Eriksson limping belatedly across the line. Race 2 had Mats Öhman on pole position. He converted that into the race lead at the first corner. Sneaking up on the inside, tried to go Ari-Pekka Jokmäki in his Ford, but he dropped in behind Philip German as the cars climbed the hill for the first time. Öhman then set off to try to build that lead. He ran a little bit wide at turn 5. German tried to go with him, but problems for Pekka Jokmäki. He slowed, he limped to the line, but clearly with a mechanical issue. Mats Öhman jokered, managed to maintain the advantage, keeping everybody else behind him. Doing the chasing was Juha Rukkanen. Race 3 in Q4 underway with a good start made by the red Mitsubishi of Toni Kuhinen. But going around the outside of him, Stenny Johansson, and drama in the background as Harri Orela and Kari Iri lent on one another, and that did for the Subaru. Harri Orela out of the race. Spectacular fashion though, Toni Kuhinen was building the gap as around went Stenny Johansson. That cost him not only places but loads of time as well. Kuhnen managed to hang on to the advantage right the way to the checkered flag. Race 4 had Sami Rajala on the inside on pole position, but problems from the get-go as Ramakantio had a big spin in the Volkswagen, bounced off others, pinball style, and he was a somewhat distant fifth as Rajala built the gap up front in the Mitsubishi. There was no stopping him as he came through to take the race win. Just 2 for race 5, the repaired Volvo in the hands of Kalle Lundström going against Jukka Pikalainen. Pikalainen was the man to beat, stretching the gap all the time. He ran out an easy winner. The question being, where would that put the Skoda driver in terms of the times? And then the last race in Q4 with a real surprise. Riku Tako, having had a gearbox problem in Q3, a puncture in Q2, had got the car repaired and was absolutely unstoppable. He set the fastest first lap time of everybody in Q4. He ended up 3rd fastest in the 4th round of qualifying races. So Jari Kalliokoski it is that tops the leaderboard ahead of Robin Larsson with Oliver Eriksson 3rd. Joni-Pekka Rajala 4th from Juha Rytkönen, and then Andreas Karlsson 6th. Philip German 7th from Mats Öhman, Tony Kuhnen, and Ulrich Linnemann in 10th. As far as the championship and the points are concerned, Oliver Eriksson on 139 against Robin Larsson's 131. Jari Kalliokoski creeping up behind them on 126 ahead of Linnemann, Karlsson, and then German.
So, Robin, it got a bit tight at the start there in Q4. You had to get your elbows out a bit.
Yeah, not a good start, but not everything happened in turn 1 and turn 2, and I got a hit on the wheel, so the steering wheel was completely off. So I just tried to make it to the finish line, and then I saw Oliver did a huge mistake with Rajala, and I overtook him and then just took it over the finish line. So I have no idea what time we got, but yeah, we found something in the suspension. So we'll see to the semi-finals.
Good luck.
I was a chaotic start, you know. I let them fight in front and just take the clean line behind. Managed to get out second, and then I did a small mistake Q2, lap 2, and lost a bit of time, so we had the Joker to clear off Robin, and yeah, then we just came together with another car out of the Joker, and that was that. So lucky enough, I have the best mechanics here to fix my car, so we'll be out ready for semis.
You think the damage is fixable for the semis?
Yeah, for sure. Some loose parts in the suspension. The Honda is really strong, so he'll be fit for fight again.
So, Jere, that's 3 out of 4 qualification rounds you've won now. You must be pretty pleased with that?
Yes, I am really happy.
And so that race was quite tight at the start. You had to fight a little bit with Robin and Oliver?
Yes, target is very hard tight.
And you feel like you can carry this momentum into the semis and the finals?
Yes, I want to win semi and the final.
Good luck.
Christian from the end. Eriksson has a penalty or not? They've heard some rumor they're about to win. Oliver Eriksson has a penalty.
We're here with Sami Pomalainen, director of RallyX Academy. This is obviously the home round for the championship and a lot of the drivers. How do you think this weekend's going to go?
Yeah, I'm sure it will be an interesting and exciting weekend for all the drivers and also for spectators. We have now driven in 4 rounds, and this track in Kouvola is really awesome, one of the best in the world, and all the drivers have been tested here before the season. They know the track, so we will see great battles and good racing, I'm sure.
And you think the title battle is going to continue to be close between the top guys in this championship?
Yeah, it's been really fair racing all the year, and we expect that same to continue. And at the same time, we also notice that the season is going to the end, and there is a big prize for the winner. So I'm sure the drivers will give everything to win these 2 rounds that we have left.
And you're happy with how the championship's gone so far in 2019?
Yeah, it's been really good. The team spirit, that is obviously really important, as we have all the drivers in one team. It's been awesome. All the drivers have been respecting each other in on track and off track. Really great races we have had, and feeling in the team is really good. So I'm sure we all are really happy how the season has been so far.
Thank you very much. So we're here with Rasmus Tuominen. He's currently leading the championship in RallyX Academy. Can you defend your lead this weekend?
Of course, I want to defend my championship lead, but yeah, there's a lot of other drivers who want also to win, and it's going to be a challenging weekend for me to secure my title. And yeah, let's see how it goes.
And are you excited to be here at your home round for RallyX Nordic?
Yeah, of course. This is Kouvola is really awesome track, and a lot of spectators here, and yeah, I'm so ready to race here now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is time for the final in the Rallycross Academy. Tommy Hellman is the man who lines up on pole position with Rasmus Tuominen alongside him. Jonna Olikainen on row 2 with Joni Heikkinen for company, and then Luca Nurmi and newcomer Pepe Arque at the back of the grid. It's going to be a very lively race, that is for sure. And Niklas Gronholm, all identical cars. This means the emphasis is on the driver. We're about to see who the real talents are.
Yeah, I think all is about the start, and just to stay out of trouble and do your own race.
Lights go green. Who makes the best start from the outside of the front row? Tuominen tries to get his nose in front. Olikainen on the inside in the black car also looks for a gap on the inside, but it is Tommy Hellman from pole position who leads onto the loose for the first time in this 5-lap race. Really good start by Tommy Hellman.
Yeah, very clean start. Otherwise also no big contacts, and yeah, now everybody's in a train.
So downhill for the first time, you're going from the loose back to the tarmac, dropping downhill and turning. Tricky part of the circuit there.
Yeah, usually very slippery. The gravel comes onto the tarmac, and it's quite difficult sometimes to get the braking right.
So up towards the end of lap 1, and only one goes for the Joker. The Joker lap comes at the end of the lap rather than at the start, and only one driver electing to do it at the end of the opening lap. So the race leader will come through Tommy Hellman. He is half a second up on Rasmus Tuominen, and a Joker lap costs you around 2 seconds. It is Joni Heikkinen who jokered and drops to the back of the pack. But right now, trying to get away is Hellman. Rasmus Tuominen, though, is staying with him.
Yeah, I think what we can expect from this is Hellman going on to the Joker on the last lap, and then Tuominen may be going on the second to last. For me, I think especially in Kouvola, I think it's good to go on the last lap, because you don't lose the speed on the straight for the last lap if you take it on the last lap.
Makes sense. So Tommy Hellman, the race leader, fastest in Q1, Q2 and Q3. There are one or two Nicholas not listening to you because they're jokering already, but the leaders come through. There, number 66, Luca Nurmi, who was racing Porsches yesterday. He arrived here 10 minutes before Q1 got underway after 2 second places and a third, racing in the Porsche Sprint Cup, so having to adapt from Porsches to Renault Clios.
Yeah, quite different cars. Yeah. Rear wheel drive and a lot of power in the Porsche, and then front wheel drive and a bit less power, so yeah, 2 very different categories.
Pretty impressive that he's been able to do so. So right now, Tommy Hellman, it is runner-up in the past in the Finnish Junior Rally Championship, the 18-year-old who leads the way, the former Folk race star, but the gap is coming down. Rasmus Tuominen, the man that leads the championship, right there behind him. Tuominen quickest in Q4. He's had 2 wins this year. They come over the timing line, 2 laps to go, and the gap 0.6 of a second. Hellman not getting away, is he?
No, the difference is very same as in the beginning. Let's see, I think the only thing that can separate these 2 guys is the Joker.
Absolutely, this lap just over a kilometre long, 8 corners in total, and the gap down again, look, going into the hairpin. Tuominen closing right up, applying the pressure now to Hellman. Tuominen looking for a 3rd win of the season, looking to extend the championship lead. Now, do either of them Joker? Yes, from 2nd place, Tuominen goes for the Joker lap. Good idea?
Yeah. This is what I expected. Also Hellman, I think, made a small mistake down the hill, so the gap was a bit smaller than in the beginning of the lap. So yeah, good tactic to go to the Joker.
So now Joona Ollikainen much closer to Tuominen because he's jokered. So now Tommy Hellman on the last lap of the race has got to push and try and build up that gap. He needs to have more than 2 seconds in hand. Well, the gap was 2.4. 2 seconds is the approximate time for the Joker lap. So now the question is, has Tommy Hellman done enough? Out of the hairpin they come, downhill heading into this long turn 6. Is that gap big enough for Hellman to hang on to a win?
Really difficult to say. I think it will be really tight at the merge.
Going to be close, isn't it? Here they come. They're almost side by side. There's a jump on each, and Hellman is ahead. Tommy Hellman then comes out of the last corner, checkered flag at the ready, and Tommy Hellman is going to score a 2nd victory of the season. And look at that, side by side on the run up towards the line for 4th place. Heikkinen just ahead of Nurmi, but it is a win for Tommy Hellman. He won at Holiers at the start of the season. He wins here at Kuvula. And his runner-up, Rasmus Tuominen, 3rd, Joona Ollikainen, 4th was Joni Heikkinen ahead of Luca Nurmi, and then newcomer Pepe Arque. Let's have a look back at that race, and it was a crucial start. Tommy Hellman converting pole position into a race lead. Really good start.
Yeah, when you're racing identical cars, it's all about the start, and especially these cars. Once you get off the line, you need to be really smooth, and yeah. Tommy did a great job all weekend. 3 wins out of 4 qualifyings and the semi and final win. So yeah, can't get much better.
Absolutely. Perfect job done. There, the gap did come down, and that was really Tuominen's chance, wasn't it? He was able to get himself within striking distance, but then seemed to lose out on the Joker lap.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, for sure he closed a bit on when Hellman did a small mistake, but it wasn't quite enough in the end.
And so, on that last lap, Tommy Hellman served the Joker, and there you can also see the black car of Joona Ollikainen going for the Joker. He was very close indeed to the 4th placed car, and we had that battle coming up towards the line. But it was Tommy Hellman, the winner by just half a second for his 2nd victory of the season. Huge crowd here at Kuvula enjoying the sunshine, watching Tommy Hellman take the RX Academy final win from Rasmus Tuominen 2nd, Joona Ollikainen in 3rd. Joni Heikkinen off the podium, 4th ahead of Luca Nurmi, and then in his first outing this season, Pepe Arque in 6th place. A great drive by Tommy Hellman. Let's hear from the race winner.
So Tommy, congratulations. How does that feel to win on home turf?
Absolutely fantastic. This is the main event for the year because it's my home event, so really good feeling now.
And that was a really close battle with Tuominen. How was that?
Yeah, it has been, the whole season has been really close with Tuominen, so it's nice to have a good fight and win it.
And good news for the championship.
Yeah, really good news.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
As far as the championship is concerned, Rasmus Tuominen now 5 points ahead of Tommy Hellman. Mokomuru is third, having missed out on the final today, ahead of Luka Nurmi, Jona Olekainen fifth, and then Joni Häkkinen rounding out the top 6 with just one more round to go.
We're here with Oliver Eriksson, currently leading the Supercar Championship in RallyX Nordic. Can you defend your lead this weekend?
Yeah, so far this season has been great. You know, we won 3 out of 5 events. The Civic is performing well, and it's tough up there. You know, Robin and Jero are putting up a great title fight. So we go out, approach like we normally do, go out, try to win a race. And but you know, of course, the championship is in the back end, so we try to defend it.
And do you like the track here in Finland? Have you raced here before?
Yeah, I raced it last year. It was my first time here. I absolutely love the track. It's really fun to drive. A lot of elevation and fast corners. So it's gonna go out, you know, have fun and do my best with the Honda.
We're here with Robin Larsson, currently second in the championship, 9 points behind Oliver Eriksson in the supercar standings. Can you close that gap this weekend?
Yeah, of course, we're gonna do everything we can to close it. We haven't had that last luck in every race, but we had the speed in every race, and yeah, the track looks fun, and we're gonna do everything we can. So aiming for that P1 this weekend, and it's starting today.
And do you think you have the pace, the car, and do you like the track? Is it all going to come together this weekend?
Yeah, the track looks really amazing. It's a great venue and everything. So we gotta work on the launches that we have a little bit issue with, but hopefully we can put everything together and make a perfect result here.
Good luck. So Ulrich, we're here in Korvala for the finish round of RallyX Nordic. You had a few issues with the turbo last time out. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, the turbo lost some of the wings, so the pressure was a little bit lower, and especially the LS was not working. So it was going down and down, so I didn't feel it like that worse than it was. So but now with the new turbo, I feel a big difference. So I'm happy that the car's working now.
It's running well. You're enjoying the track here in Finland?
Yeah, it's a nice track, a technical track, and that's what I like, and old school rallycross, so we can push hard here.
What do you think you can achieve this weekend?
It's hard to say. The competition is always high, and there's a lot of Finnish drivers also, but for sure I will hope I can reach the final.
Good luck. Jere, we're here in Korvala for your home event. Are you happy to be driving here in Finland?
Yes, I am really happy, and this is my favorite track.
And you've got a lot of fans out this weekend to support you?
Yes, very much fans, people.
And what are your expectations at your home event? Are you targeting podium, a win?
Win.
Right answer.
At Korvala, and the fans packing the stands overlooking the start line down towards that all-important first corner. Those out on the hill enjoying life as well. Getting ready for the semi-finals for the Supercar Lights, because those will be the next races. They're on the pre-grid already, and it's great to see so many people here. For many of the teams, though, certainly in the Supercar class, there's still a bit of work to be done. Ulrich Linnemann we lost from the final round of qualifying races, and also Oliver Eriksson's car with a bit of damage to be repaired. He picked up a 5-second penalty for his part in the incident that was costing him time, costing him damage in Q4. So they're the Olsberg's MSE team. Nicholas, with quite a lot of work to do before they can go racing again.
Yeah, especially Olsbergs has quite a lot to do.
Sure.
But always, of course, after every time you're out on the track, there's certain things you need to, go through and look that you don't have any extra damage and so on. But usually quite a lot of work during a weekend.
We're getting ready for semi-finals. Does a driver change the way he approaches these races? You don't need to think about the time. It's just about racing, making sure you go through into the final now.
Yeah, for sure. You can take a bit more risks, especially if you're starting from the back and you need to get through. So we will see, I think, a bit more action and a bit more contact. So at least it's usually like this. So, but otherwise, I think the approach for the race is quite the same. You do the same routines and so on.
You've just seen one of the heroes of the day there, because Kalliokoski giving out autograph cards, and there Oliver Eriksson's car with gravel having dropped out of the back of it. They're working on that left rear corner where the suspension was broken, and this, with the clock running, they haven't got too much time to get that car race ready.
No, for sure not. There's only a few races now before he needs to be on the starting line, so yeah, they need to be quick.
The good news is that Eriksson is in the third semi-final. I know you normally get two, but it's 3 semi-finals for the supercars. So he's in the final race in that round, just giving the mechanics a little bit more time. And you can see they're working away frantically to get that car ready for semi-final 3 for the supercars. And can Eriksson get himself in the top 2 and therefore into the final itself? We'll wait and see. We're ready then for semi-final 1 for the Supercar Lights, and Ben-Philip Gundersen is on pole position. He's had 2 wins this year. He's also been quickest in Q3 and Q4. Linus Östlund lines up alongside him, and he is the man second to Gundersen in the championship. Now there's another race winner this year, Sondre Evian. He had that very spectacular roll earlier on in the day. The car repaired, good to go. He will line up 4th on the grid with Jimmy Alfredsson 3rd on the inside of row 2. And then it's Nicholas Anaklev and Hans-Ola Froshaug on the back row of the grid. Everybody then is lined up, ready to go. And Ben-Philip Gundersen, the man on pole position, eager to make sure that he stays in that top 3, ready to qualify. The drivers look towards the lights. The ready to race light is on. That will go out. We'll get a green light any second. Now the race underway. Who makes the best start? Good getaway by Evian to get on the back of Östlund. On the inside is Gundersen. Östlund tries to go around the outside. There's a bit of leaning. Gundersen is ahead. Östlund tries to brave it out. He's lost the lead. He's lost second because Alfredsson's up the inside. And Sondre Evian forced out wide. That's going to cost him places. Gundersen leads. Great first lap from him.
Yeah, again, very clean start. Not too many battles. So yeah, great job.
And Froshaug's car going left, not right. There it is, down towards turn 5. So a bit of pushing in the pack, and that's cost him a lot of time. So end of lap 1, it is Ben-Philip Gundersen who leads the way, and already, look, he's breaking clear of Jimmy Alfredsson in 2nd place. 3rd is Linus Östlund. Perfect opening lap. Gundersen with a big gap behind him.
Yeah, I think the biggest loser here was Östlund, starting from 2nd position. I think he should have maybe had a better first corner, but yeah, that's how it is sometimes. But yeah, great job from Gundersen to have a lead like this already.
Indeed. Now we've got 4 laps to go, and it's the top 3 we are concerned with. It's the top 3 that will progress into the final. So right now, that is Gundersen, Alfredsson and Östlund. So Nicholas Anaklev, Sondre Evian and Hans-Ola Froshaug are those that will lose out. There is Evian going for the joker on the inside of turn 7. It was turn 7 where he had that roll at the end of Q4. So he will drop back there behind Nicholas Anaklev. Over the line has gone Gundersen. He's already 1.9 seconds ahead. So he should be able to hold on to this lead when he jokers. 3 laps to go. He's driving away from the opposition. Perfect race for him.
Yeah, he is looking really solid and clean, and yeah, already a 2-second gap. And also these 2 guys already have a quite big gap to the 4th place Anaklev. So yeah, it looks like these 3 are going through.
Although there, Valfridsson a bit sideways into turn 6. Linus Östlund goes for the joker. He'll lose time on this lap against Valfridsson. Anaklev goes joker as well. So there is Östlund. He's down to third place, or stays in third place, but the gap widens between him and Valfridsson ahead. The leading gap is over 2 seconds. Valfridsson now has to push to try to stay ahead on the joker of Linus Östlund, but it's the top 3 that will qualify. That means the pressure is on Anaklev, Evian, Froshaug to try to make up that lost time. And actually, Sondre Evian is coming back at Niklas Anaklev for 4th place now. Now there's Östlund. What can he do now that he's got a bit of clear track ahead in terms of a speed, in terms of pace, to close back in on Valfridsson? 2 laps to go, and Jimmy Valfridsson this time goes for the joker. Can he hang on to the place?
Yeah, this I think was a smart decision, so that Östlund doesn't have the time to when he has the clean track to you know, be right in the bumper when at the merge. Great job.
So Östlund is there on the tail of Valfridsson, but he's not ahead. He's still good to qualify, and that's what's important, but he'd like to get through if he can on the inside line there. Valfridsson fends him off down towards this tricky hairpin. You come off the loose, onto the tarmac, you're braking, you're changing gear, you're turning, you've got the change of surface as well. Right now, though, there's only one driver who has not jokered. He will do it on the last lap. It's the leader, Ben-Philip Gundersen. There he is. He's on that joker lap. Absolutely perfect drive. He was quickest in Q3, quickest in Q4. He is going to win semi-final 1. Ben-Philip Gundersen across the line to win. Jimmy Valfridsson takes 2nd, Linus Östlund 3rd. And look at the battle on for 4th. Niklas Anaklev just on the line ahead of Sondre Evian. A rather delayed Hans-Ola Froshaug in 6th place. But Ben-Philip Gundersen, an absolute copybook drive. Didn't put a wheel wrong.
No. At least I couldn't see any mistakes, and just staying on the clean line, and here we can see not maybe the best launch, but it was enough to have the inside line going into turn 1, and yeah, on this track it's really difficult to come from the outside, so yeah, good tactics by Gundersen.
And Östlund, having tried to stay on the outside, losing out on that first lap, and in a moment you will see Froshaug getting all caught up. There he was rejoining. And Jimmy Valfridsson serving his joker, being able to stay ahead of Linus Östlund. As up front, Ben-Philip Gundersen, the winner by 3.7 seconds. Remember, everybody's in the same base car here. The Supercar Lights chassis is the same for everybody. So these 2.4 litre Duratec engine cars, 4-cylinder engines, 6-speed sequential box, 4-wheel drive. But Ben-Philip Gundersen, the star of semi-final 1, he wins, and he can tell all to George Wilson.
Ben-Philip, you look like you had that all under control.
Yeah, I felt I had it under control, absolutely.
So you're on to the final now. What do you think you can do from there?
I'm very happy to be in the final, and pole position in the final is just amazing. So looking forward to it.
More consistent points for the championship as well.
Yeah, I have to get those points. So
good luck.
Thank you.
A great drive by Ben-Philip Gundersen, winner by very nearly 4 seconds in the end. So Ben-Philip Gundersen, to confirm, is the winner of Supercar Light semi-final 1. Jimmy Valfridsson taking 2nd and Linus Östlund 3rd. They all go through into the final. Those that miss out, Niklas Anaklev 4th, Sondre Evian, who's had a difficult day, 5th, and Hans-Ola Froshaug in 6th. Semi-final 2 is on the grid, and Jesse Kallio is the man who lines up on pole position. First time we have seen him in RallyX Nordic this year. He was fastest in Q2 early on in the day, but Q3 and Q4 he's been a bit stuck in traffic and things haven't gone his way. He's got Simon Olofsson alongside him. The second row is Peter Norso and then Mats Oskarsson, and Anders Michalak is the man who rounds out the grid. Jesse Kallio starting on pole position. He's perhaps the favourite to win this race, but Simon Olofsson is an experienced driver, will take the battle to him, I think.
Yeah, I think we're expecting Kallio to take this one. He usually has really good launches, so I'm expecting him to get out in front, but anything can happen, and he's been a bit unlucky today, but yeah, let's see if the luck changes.
Everybody is ready then. The front row, the black car of Jesse Kallio, the yellow car of Simon Olofsson. They will look towards the lights. It is blast off, and it's not a great launch by Kallio because up alongside him on the outside is Olofsson, but Kallio does go through on the inside into turn one. Petter Norso, it is in third, Oskarsson is fourth, and as Michalak fifth as they climb the hill for the first time, and Jesse Kallio is exactly where he wants to be.
Yeah, for sure. I think we will see a very clean run by Kallio. When he gets in front, it's very difficult to beat him. And now he didn't have the best launch, but we can see the advantage of starting on pole. You don't maybe have to have the best launch to get out in front because you have the inside line to the first corner.
That all-important inside line you saw in semi-final one from Linus Östlund's point of view, the drama being on the outside there, launching himself up towards the final right-hander of turn 8 is the leader, Jesse Kallio, at the end of the opening lap. He's 8/10 to the good already, a very sideways Simon Olofsson is there in second spot. But the gap is going to widen. Now the real question is, can Michalak or Oskarsson get up with Petter Norso for third place and get into the final? There is Michalak, he's up into fourth, but he has still got quite a chunk of time to make up against Norso's red car ahead of him.
Yeah, now he needs to close down the gap to be able to challenge out of the Joker, because otherwise it will be difficult.
So Petter Norso, there he is in the red car in third spot. And that, for the moment, is good enough to get him through. His best of the season was a fourth place last time out. He's 8th in the championship. There is Norso in the background. But look, you can see the way that Michalak is closing that gap down all the time now. Neither of them have served the Joker, so Michalak is doing this on pace. There is Kallio in the lead, and that lead is 1 second. Still in second place is Olofsson, but it's battle on for third. There, the gap is coming down and down and down. Petter Norso being caught, no question, by Anders Michalak.
Yeah, now let's see if someone of those two takes the Joker. Not yet, maybe. Okay.
For the moment, it's Michalak shadowing Norso. Anything he will do, so will Michalak. There go the race leaders. Let's just see whether that gap has gone up between them. Jesse Kallio then, who is a RX Academy and RX Academy on Ice champion. This is RallyX Nordic debut. He leads now by 11/10 of a second. There is Michalak, who in turn is inching up onto the tail of Petter Norso, but he's not close enough yet to make a real move. He's going to try and do it, I suspect, on the Joker.
To be honest, I think Mats Oskarsson has taken the Joker and he's closing down the gap a bit. He's 1.8 of the beginning of the lap behind these two, so he could be one that actually could go through.
Yeah, you're right, because he did Joker at the end of the first lap. Now Petter Norso has Jokered and stays ahead of Oskarsson, so he had enough in hand. He's just been able to maintain that advantage, so Petter Norso hangs onto the place. Now Michalak has got to push with a clear road around him. Is he going to be able to stay ahead of Petter Norso when Michalak Jokers? There he is in third place. That's not 2 seconds of a gap. That's not enough, is it?
No, it's not 2 seconds. Yeah, not enough.
But Norso goes a little bit wide through the hairpin there, dropping down the hill. That's going to play into the hands of Anders Michalak on this, the final lap. So the leader goes Joker. There is Olofsson, who is closer, but not close enough to have a go. And so Jesse Kallio is going to progress. He's going to get into the final. He wins semi-final 2. Simon Olofsson takes second. And here's the fight for third. It's going to be a virtual dead heat between them as they come across the line. And it is Michalak who goes through. He was just ahead of Petter Norso by 0.02 of a second. That is all. It was a virtual dead heat between the pair of them, but Michalak got it by 20 thousandths, 200ths if you prefer. So Kallio, Olofsson and Michalak go through. Oh, that was some last lap by Michalak, wasn't it?
Yeah, looking at the space between them coming down the hill, it was didn't look like Michalak could make it, but yeah, maybe a mistake on the Joker or something, but yeah, great job by him to get through.
It's not over until it's over, is it? Proof there as we look at the best bits of semi-final 2. Jesse Kallio converting pole position into the race lead. Lots of air taken there over the jump up towards turn 8 at the end of the opening lap. But he was good up front, being able to come through the winner. In the end, it was a small margin, only 9/10 over Simon Olofsson. Petter Norso there, getting behind Michalak after he jokered. Michalak jokering as well, and that shuffled the order once more. But a great fight between the pair of them. And Anders Michalak perhaps saving the best till last. He's been a bit anonymous over the course of the weekend, but the 41-year-old gets himself into the final. And there, very wide was Olofsson as he came onto the Joker lap right at the very end. Up to the checkered flag and the win, Jesse Kallio. But have a look at this for third place. Michalak just ahead. Then he went wide, back up the inside and also great racing.
Yes, that was a good race for you?
Yeah, it was good and clean race, yeah.
You were given a tough fight by Olofsson?
Yeah, it was really, really tight on the first corner, but I managed to do it well. And yeah.
On to the final, what can you do there?
Yeah, just need to get good start and then we see what happens, but I try to win.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So now let's have another look at that last corner. Michalak ahead, but look, he goes wide, does he not? And that gave Petter Norso the chance to challenge on the inside. So close.
Yeah, it's easy to cut a bit too much on the curb, and here in Kouvola we have a few of those curves that really send you in the air, and that we've seen some rolls also before.
Confirmation of the results. Jesse Kallio takes the win from Simon Olofsson in second, and there's Michalak third. They will go through. Petter Norso missing out by 200s, and Mats Oskarsson, who jokered early, fifth, he's out too. So noises off in the background are the supercars going through the tyre warming, tyre cleaning area up to the dummy grid. And we have so many supercars this weekend because RallyX Nordic sharing the weekend with Rallycross SM, which effectively is the Finnish championship. Now they're on a different tyre, a softer tyre, so they're not scoring points in RallyX Nordic. They're having their own championship, but they run at the same time. And that therefore means that the fans get lots of supercars to watch, and in turn we get great racing. So, for Supercar semi-final 1 of the 3, it is Jere Kalliokoski who will be on pole position with Joni-Pekka Rajala alongside Rajala, one of the Rallycross SM regulars. Philip German and Ulrik Linneman share row 2, and Sami Rajala and Marko Mallinen on the 3rd row. The grid is forming for the first semi-final for the supercars, and local hero Jere Kalliokoski, quickest in Q2, Q3 and Q4, third in the championship, lines up on pole position with Finnish championship regular Joni-Pekka Rajala lining up with him at the front of the grid. Two RallyX Nordic stars, Philip German and Ulrik Linneman, are on row 2, Sami Rajala and Marko Mallinen on the 3rd row of the grid. So it's the top 2 that will go through because we have 3 semi-finals. 2 drivers progress from each of these races. Therefore, Niklas Gronholm, the pressure is really on.
Yeah, it is. Now I think we will see a lot of action because of this, and yeah, tight fight for the places to go through.
For sure. Just 2 drivers then will progress in the competition. Everybody on the spectator banks is cheering for Jere Kalliokoski. Is he going to come good? Let's see. Ready to race. The light will go green any second to get semi-final 1 underway now. Who makes the best start? It's a good getaway by Kalliokoski. Good getaway by Linneman on the outside line. He gets lent on by Rajala. Sideways in the lead is Kalliokoski. Linneman around the outside. He goes second. He tries to get up the inside for the race lead, and Rajala gets past both of them. Fantastic move. Rajala takes over the lead, and Kalliokoski is only 3rd. That's a disaster.
Yeah, contact already going into turn 1, and yeah, therefore a lot of contact going into turn 2, so yeah.
Jere Kalliokoski down in 3rd position. He has been quickest in Q2, Q3 and Q4, and now he has got to push and try and get ahead of Linneman, who goes for the joker. Ulrik Linneman a little bit sideways, might scrub off some speed, and he gets involved there with German. He's way up the curb, and now he's stuck in traffic. That's going to delay him. That will help Kalliokoski when he jokers potentially.
Yeah, actually he got past German now, so yeah, let's see. Linneman is very close already, and okay, now they made mistakes.
There's German back on the inside, goes through. That is not what Linneman needs, and German is all sideways, bounces off the Armco. You promised us action, they're delivering.
Yeah, this is what I was guessing, 2 going through, so it's a mess, but let's see who will come out in front.
Well, a great drive by Joni-Pekka Rajala. There he is in the lead of the race then as he comes up towards turn 8 now, makes his way over the timing line. Out wide goes Philip German. At the inside comes Ulrich Linnemann. They're side by side. Linnemann on the inside, he goes through. Look at the damage done to the Honda Civic. He runs out wide, but is he going to go back ahead of Kalliokoski on the Joker? 3 laps to go. We're on lap number 3 now. The lead gap 1.7 seconds, but Linnemann with clear track ahead of him can close on Kalliokoski, which is not what the local hero needs.
No, for sure not. But I'm not sure if Kalliokoski has a problem. He goes wide almost every corner, but Linnemann seems to have some issues also. Okay, now it's down to the Joker.
So that's German going for the Joker. There's Kalliokoski, who has done the Joker and stays ahead. So he's through, he's done it. He's just got to stay there now.
Yeah. Now it's a bit easier when you have the Joker done. Even if you have some problems with the car, you can try to keep the other guys behind you. So yeah, great job that he has the Joker already done now. So a bit easier.
Absolutely. But what about this man up front? Joni Pekka-Raiola doing a fantastic job, isn't he, as he comes now down towards turn 6. The Mitsubishi Mirage swings through the corner. He's got 2 laps to go, and he will go Joker this time. So he's been a regular in the European Championship for Per Eklund's team. And Joni Pekka-Raiola keeps the race lead. Real legend of rallycross. Anything he can get behind the wheel of, he will drive, and he drives it quickly. And right now, he's got Jere Kalliokoski behind him. We are on the last lap. Does Kalliokoski challenge, or does he just sit there to qualify?
Yeah, that's the question. For me, I wouldn't maybe do anything stupid now when it's only 2 going through. So maybe just try to stay behind Raiola to the finish line and secure your place in the final.
Look at the way that Linnemann is closing up as well. Ulrich Linnemann there in 3rd place, but it's too little too late for him because it is going to be a win for Joni Pekka-Raiola. Here he comes up towards the checkered flag. He's going to get himself into the RallyX Nordic final. Raiola takes the win. Kalliokoski is 2nd. 3rd are bits of Ulrich Linnemann's Honda Civic. What's left of it. 4th goes to another car with damage, Philip German's Volkswagen. 5th will be Marko Malinen, and then 6th, although not running at the finish after a spin, is Sami Raiola. He's classified 6th, but Joni Pekka-Raiola taking the win by 0.3 of a second. Really impressive drive.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you stay out of trouble, you know. He made a smart move and went on the inside, and here actually gets a bit of contact, but then avoids this 2nd corner carnage, and yeah, gets out in front, and then every other guy is battling for position.
The road just opened up in front of him, didn't it? Through he went. So Linnemann ahead of Kalliokoski. That was Sami Raiola going around, and eventually that car would be a retirement. Linnemann took the Joker early, which proved not to be the best move because he was unable to get back ahead of Kalliokoski. Bit of time lost there, bouncing up the curb, caught in that battle with Philip German.
Yeah, this wasn't too bad actually, but then he went wide in turn 2 and German passed again. After that it was more or less changing punches for 1 lap, so yeah, lost a lot of time.
But Jere Kalliokoski, who has been walking on water all day, suddenly with a real battle on his hands, and he comes through 2nd, which puts him into the final. But Joni Pekka-Raiola is the race winner, and he can explain his race to George Wilson.
Joni Pekka, that's a good race for you.
Yeah, it's very happy. It's good start. Contact Jere Kalliokoski, no problem. It's feeling, it's good, very good.
And in front of the home fans as well.
Yeah, it's good.
You go forward to the final now.
Yeah, I win.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So a great win for Joni Pekka-Raiola. Let's confirm the results of Supercar semi-final 1. Joni Pekka-Raiola, the winner by just over 0.3 of a second from the local hero Jere Kalliokoski. Ulrich Linnemann missing out. He takes 3rd ahead of Philip German. Marko Malinen 5th, and Sami Raiola didn't get to the finish, classified in 6th. So, next question is who is going to join those two in this 2nd semi-final. The grid is starting to take shape, and Robin Larsson is at the front. Supercar semi-final 2, Robin Larsson on pole position. Juha Rutkanen lining up alongside. It's the Audi S1 alongside the Fiesta. Mats Öhman's Audi is on row 2 with Jana Rinta Kariavi for company, and then Kari Iri with the Peugeot 208 and Steno Johansson's Ford Fiesta lining up at the rear of the grid. And Niklas Grönholm, perhaps Robin Larsson here, starts as the favourite.
Yeah, but I think Rutkanen will give a run for the money. He's been quite quick all week, and yeah, nice to see Finnish rallycross contender in the front row. So yeah, let's see. But anything can happen.
That has just been proved, hasn't it, with that win for Joni-Pekka Raijala. So got one of the Finnish Championship regulars going through to the final. Can Juha Rutkanen do the same thing? Let's see. Robin Larsson then is on pole position. Larsson's second in the championship. He has had a win this year, but he needs another one here ideally, with only one more round to go after this, and he needs points. Semi-final 2 is ready to race. The lights will go green now. Who makes the best start? Good getaway by Steno Johansson from the very back of the grid. Look at him go! Up into second place round the outside. What a start. Leaps across the loose, but it's Robin Larsson up front. He controls the pace as they head uphill through turn 3, and Larsson leads and already has a gap.
Yeah, very clean, and when Rutkanen didn't have the best start, he had just, could do his own first corner, and that's it. But great job from Johansson to get from the back row. I think now we can see the difference also with having a clean tarmac on the start line in the back row. So yeah, big surprise.
So 6th on the grid effectively, and now up into second place. That's enough to qualify just by a good start. 1 and 2 go Joker. Mats Öhman and Kari Iri are those that do the Joker lap. Steno Johansson goes through, then ahead of Juha Rutkanen. So Rutkanen drops back behind him, but Johansson goes wide. That's going to scrub off a bit of speed, and Rutkanen has a look up the inside, but there's just not enough room, is there?
No, Rutkanen looks quite a lot quicker, but yeah, now he's trying.
Sticks out his elbows, tries to force a way through on the inside. Oh no, you don't, says Steno Johansson. We had him upside down in Latvia. He had a spin here earlier on in the weekend, but right now he's hanging on to second place. Rutkanen is there behind him in third as they come now into turn 7. Avoid those high curbs on the inside. Burst of acceleration over that little bit of the loose surface into turn 8. The leader, Robin Larsson, is already 4 seconds clear, would you believe? He's absolutely flying. But this is the battle because it's for the last qualifying position.
Yeah, let's see if Öhman is actually also maybe catching these guys when they are battling. But yeah, this is the fight for the last spot.
So Steno Johansson it is, hanging on to the place still, but he's under real attack, isn't he? Getting a tap in the tail there from former autocross champion Juha Rutkanen. Down the hill they come. To the Joker goes Johansson. Rutkanen, who won the second round this year of the Finnish Rallycross Championship. Look at the damage on the front of his car. The car falling apart around him. And there is Mats Öhman, who is much, much closer now to Steno Johansson. There is the front of Juha Rutkanen's car, or at least what's left of it. That is looking very battle-scarred indeed now, that Fiesta.
Yeah. Luckily it's only the bumper, I think, so shouldn't affect the power that much. But look how close Öhman is already. This will be a close battle for second position.
There's only now Rutkanen who has yet to serve the Joker. Has he got enough in hand? He's not going to do it yet. He'll do it on the last lap. You see the smoke coming off Johansson's car where bodywork rubs against a tyre. He has got to defend from Öhman. That's good news for Rutkanen because that's going to delay Johansson a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. When these now are battling, and Rutkanen has a clean track, he can pull away. So yeah, might do him a favour here.
Yeah, for sure. And there is Mats Öhman going out wide, picking his way through the debris. On the road is Robin Larsson, who is set for the race win. Second goes through, that's Juha Rutkanen. Third is Steno Johansson. Fourth, Mats Öhman. But those two are about to load up and go home, seemingly, unless they can get ahead of Rutkanen when he jokers, and I doubt both of them can. I doubt even that Johansson can do so. So Robin Larsson is coming up for the win, but who is going to be second? Who is going to be the other qualifier? It is going to be Juha Rutkanen. He's done it. He stays ahead. Rutkanen will qualify. He is second. Johansson takes third. Fourth will go the way of Mats Öhman, but Robin Larsson the winner by 5 seconds. That is some gap.
Yeah, and this goes to show again that when you stay out of trouble and solve the first 2 corners, and
And he needed a race like that because this weekend he's been caught up in incidents all the way through. That will be just what he needed. A replay of the start. Steno Johansson stormed away second into the first corner, but then lost out, ends up third. So at that point, we thought he'd done enough to qualify.
Yeah, really good launch. As I said, I think there's a bit more grip maybe in the back row, so he did a great job to get in front, but then the speed wasn't quite enough, but still a great job.
And a really good job by Juha Rutkanen. You might argue that there was a little bit of pushing and shoving, and the evidence is there with the fact there's not much of the front of the car left, but to come through and take second place, a mighty effort. Robin Larsson the winner, Rutkanen there second, and Steno Johansson just missing out, taking third from Mats Öhman. You see the debris littering the circuit, and Juha Rutkanen in the end 5 seconds back from Robin Larsson, who comes through to win. So Robin Larsson it is, victorious, and he'll be very pleased indeed with a 5-second margin, as he will no doubt tell George Wilson.
So Robin, that was a 5-second lead you had there. That's pretty impressive.
A good start then was just to take control of the semi, don't do anything stupid, so I took it really slow and steady, no mistakes. So in the final, need to push, I think so. But the car feels really good with you change some things on the suspension. But now we're ready to push real hard in the final and take that maximum points.
Good luck.
So Robin Larsson it is who wins semi-final 2. Confirmation of the results. Robin Larsson victorious, Juha Rutkanen taking second. Those are the 2 qualifiers. Steno Johansson third, missing out, along with Mats Öhman, Kari Ivri, and then also missing out after some good pace over the course of the weekend, Jana Rinta Kawajavi coming home in 6th place. However, we have 3 semi-finals for the supercars with the size of the entry, and Oliver Eriksson, the championship leader, is in the next one. So is he going to progress? We'll find out in a few moments' time. The cars are just making their way off the pre-grid, ready to line up with 5 laps of action ahead, and this will determine which 2 drivers are going to go through into the final itself. Oliver Eriksson has had 3 wins this year. He leads the championship. He was quickest in Q1, but he got a 5-second penalty in Q4 for contact. He lines up on pole position here, and the car rebuilt, the Honda Civic, by the Olsberg's MSE team after the damage in Q4. Lining up also at the front of the grid is Andreas Karlsson in the very evocative sounding Renault Clio RS, the 5-cylinder engine Renault. Second row is Toni Kuhinen with the Hyundai i20, and reigning Finnish champion Ari Pekiomäki's Fiesta alongside. And then on the back row, that is Jari Putkinen with his elderly Ford Focus, and Riku Tako with the Mini, who was a real sensation in Q4. So there's a lot to look for here.
It is, yeah, and let's see if Riku can get a good start, and he seems to have a good pace, so could maybe challenge.
We're ready to race. It's the 3rd semi-final, and it is go! Who makes the best start? A good getaway is made by Eriksson on the inside line. Toni Kuhinen tries to go with him. Riku Taku does not make a very good start, but he's trying to keep out of trouble maybe, and trouble has kicked off there because up the inside goes Kuhinen, and around goes Karlsson. He gets in everybody's way. He's facing the wrong way at turn 3. Karlsson's chances have gone, and Oliver Eriksson is on his own. He kept out of trouble, and he's got a big lead.
Yeah, a bit like Larsson in the previous one. Good start and clean first corner, that's it.
So that is Toni Kuhinen in 2nd place then, as the cars work their way, in his case, through the Joker, And there you've got Oliver Eriksson up front into second place on the road now. Goes Ari Pekiomäki. And there Kuonen falling back into third spot. Change of cars from Mitsubishi from the Hyundai he was entered in, but as he heads up now towards turn 3, the gap at the end of lap 1, Eriksson to the rest, already 2.7 seconds. From Eriksson's point of view, he just has to drive smoothly, under control, no mistakes.
Yeah, no mistakes, and just take the joker on the last lap, that's it. Kuhanen is already quite close to Pekiomäki, and he has already taken the joker, so let's see if he can stay close, then it should be quite easy for him also.
Riku Taku, a little bit disappointing. It was not the best start, was it, in the Mini?
No, I don't know what happened. I think it looked that he would have been a bit late maybe on the green light, but I'm not sure. Difficult to say from the commentary position, sure. But yeah.
In Q3, he didn't get off the line at all. I just wonder whether he was being very cautious off the line, not to put too much strain through the transmission maybe, or he was asleep.
Difficult to say. Difficult to say from here, but
sure.
There can be, you know, many different reasons, but
he's closing a little on Kuonen, but not enough, I don't think. We've got 3 laps to go. There's only Pekiomäki now who has not jokered. Eriksson is getting the joker out of the way. There he is, and he keeps the race lead, of course, looking so strong up front. Breaks the beam over the timing line. 2 laps to go. And this is the Oliver Eriksson we've come to expect to see this year.
Yeah, looking really smooth and just pulling a good gap already, so yeah, he's looking good.
Indeed. And so is Kuonen, because Pekiomäki is only 1.3 seconds ahead of him. That's not really enough on that joker lap to keep the Orange Fiesta of Ari Pekiomäki in second place. So Toni Kuonen is getting closer and closer all the time. He's bringing down that gap. He's looking strong.
He is looking strong, yeah. The only thing, if Kuhanen now makes a mistake or something, that Pekiomäki could get in front, but for the moment it's looking quite good for Kuhanen.
So there is Kuhanen, through turn 1 he goes. The gap is 1.2 seconds against Pekiomäki. We're on the last lap, so it is still only the second place Fiesta that has yet to joker. Riku Taku is coming back at the red Mitsubishi. You can see the gap coming down, but he's not going to get close enough, is he, to challenge on this last lap. And Pekiomäki, with this sense of foreboding now, knows he's about to lose out on the chance to qualify, and as far as Toni Kuonen is concerned, he's about to inherit second place. Up to the checkered flag though, Oliver Eriksson is going to win semi-final 3, and he wins in style. Over the line he goes, up into second does indeed come Toni Kuonen. Third, after a good effort, is Ari Pekiomäki. Fourth is Riku Taku. For 5th place, Andreas Karlsson after his woes at the start, and 6th, Jari Putkinen in the yellow Ford Focus. And the winning margin, if you thought Robin Larsson's gap was big, 7.6 seconds. Oliver Eriksson very much in a class of his own in our final semi-final. Let's look back, because Nicholas, it all kicked off really going up towards turns 2 and 3.
Yeah, Oliver already took maybe a car length in the start and then had a clean run, but these 3 were battling, and unfortunately for Karlsson, he got caught up by Pekiomäki, but yeah, Oliver looked good in out front.
And Oliver Eriksson then, having got himself into the race lead, unstoppable. This was for second place, this battle between Ari Pekiomäki and Toni Kuonen. Pekiomäki going ahead on the joker, but then he jokered at the very end of the race, but he did not have a big enough gap to prevent Toni Kuonen going back ahead of him. Good effort then by Toni Kuonen to go through into the final, but Oliver Eriksson utterly dominates our final semi-final for the supercars. He's with George.
Oliver, you won that by 7.5 seconds. That's a good comeback from Q4.
Yeah, it felt good. We had a good Q1 yesterday, and then today we've been struggling a bit, lost the inside early, so been with traffic all day, lost my rhythm a bit, but it was good to get this clean semi, so now we can head on to the final.
And you're up against Robin and Jere as usual. Do you think you can take them on?
Yeah, it's always tight between us. It's small margins. I saw Jere had some problems now, so we just got to take advantage of it. And now we have good pace in the cars, and now I feel really confident.
Good luck.
So Oliver Eriksson, a dominant winner of semi-final 3. To confirm the results, Oliver Eriksson, the winner by 7.678 seconds from Toni Kuhnen. Ari Pekiomäki taking 3rd from Riku Taku. 5th to Andreas Karlsson, and Jari Pukkinen comes home in 6th place. The top 2 go through, so Eriksson and Kuhnen will go through to join Robin Larsson and Juha Rytkönen, along with Joni Pekkaraila and Jari Kalliokoski in the Supercar final coming up soon. In terms of points, Oliver Eriksson on 145 against the 137 of Robin Larsson, 132 points now. Jari Kalliokoski in 3rd. Ulrik Lindemann 4th ahead of Andreas Karlsson. Philip German 6th from the absent Peter Hedström. Mats Öhman is 8th, Daniel Johansson 9th, and Mikko Ikonen is 10th. What's going on in Supercar Lights? Ben-Philip Gundersen still has the advantage. It's extended over Linus Östlund. Sondre Evian is 3rd ahead of Thomas Holman, absent this weekend. Simon Olofsson is 5th from Jiri Alfredsson. Anders Michalak 7th from Petter Norso, Mats Oskarsson, and in 10th, it's Niklas Anaklev.
We're here with Linus Östlund, currently 2nd in the Supercar Lights category. How do you feel the year's gone so far?
Yeah, it's going better and better. I'm really comfortable in the car, and the speed is good, so I'm really happy so far.
And you had a good outing last time out in Norway. You obviously won that event. How did that feel?
It was really good. I've been waiting for this first place for a long time. I've been after Ben-Philip every race, it feels like, so it was a real relief, and I'm very happy for that.
And now moving on to Korvela and Tierp, how do you feel you can go in those 2 rounds?
Hoping for good racing. I haven't been in Korvela driving rallycross, but I think we will do good speed at the training, so I'm really stoked.
Ben-Philip Gundersen, you're currently leading the Supercar Lights Championship. How do you feel the year's gone so far?
I think the year has been very good. I'm leading, so yeah, I'm just happy about that.
And do you like the track here in Korvela?
Yeah, I was very fast here on this track last year, so I hope to be fast this year too.
And do you feel you can score good points in the remaining 2 rounds at Korvela and Tierp?
Yeah, I hope to keeping the best in the championship in this round and also in the last one.
We're here with Sondre Evian, currently 3rd in the Supercar Lights Championship. What can you expect this weekend?
I had a disappointing run here last year, so I want to be able to fight again. I have the pace on the track, so yeah, I want to win this weekend.
And you're looking to bounce back after a tricky round in Norway?
Yeah, I've been last 3 races have been difficult with 6th, 4th and then 6th again, so I want to be on the podium and fighting with the big guys again.
And hunt down the top 2 in the championship?
Yes, it would be good to, if not take all the points, but take some at least.
Thank you. So Jesse, you're currently 2nd in RX2 and you're competing this weekend in RallyX Nordic. What are your targets for this weekend?
Yeah, it's of course its main target is to show the car for the Finnish people, and of course I'm trying to be on the top after the race. But it's really nice to compete in front of a home crowd.
So you got a lot of fans here today?
Yeah, quite a lot of, and I try to give them a good show.
And you like the track?
Yeah, it's. How like many rallycross drivers had said, it's one of the best tracks in the world. So really technical and difficult corners and also high speed. So it has like everything.
Good luck.
So we've had some great racing all day, and there is more to come because we're getting ready now for the two finals, the Supercar Lights and the Supercars themselves. And the Supercar Lights are making their way up towards the grid. Before that, though, let's catch up with Oliver Eriksson.
Oliver, you're starting P2 in the final. What can you do from there?
It's tough to say, you know, this Kouvola turn 1 is really tough, so you never know what's going to happen down there. It depends on the start completely, so hopefully I get a good start with just enough wheel spin and can challenge Robin into there. Otherwise, you know, it's hard to do anything from the outside, so I would just, you know, run the 5 laps after and use my speed and try to get a good result.
And it's going to be tight between the top guys as usual in RallyX Nordic?
Yeah, for sure, you know, it's super tight. This final is probably going to be something extra as well, you know. Everyone loves this track and it's a lot of fast drivers, so it's going to be very, very depending to be in front. So I want to get in front, but you know, in rallycross you can never expect anything, so I just go out, do my best, and hopefully it's enough.
Thank you. So, Jere, that was a difficult semi-final for you, but you're still through to the final. Can you move up through the field in the final?
Yes, I try.
And in front of the home fans, you want to give them something to cheer about, a podium, a win?
Yes, I want to win.
And the car's fast enough, you think?
Yes.
Good.
This is going to be good. This is the Supercar Lights final. We are ready to go for the important race of the weekend for these drivers, David Addison and Nicholas Grunholm. Trackside, it's Ben-Philip Gundersen, who is on pole position with Jesse Kallio alongside him. Simon Olofsson is on row 2 with Jimmy Alfredsson, and on the third row, Linus Östlund and Anders Michalak. Poleman Gundersen, quickest in Q3 and Q4, he's won his semi-final. He's had 2 round wins and he leads the championship. Kallio, not a factor as far as the championship is concerned, but he will be a factor in this race that's about to get underway. Lights will go green. It is blast off, and not a good start by Gundersen, but can he manage to hang on the inside line there? Kallio gets his nose in front, round the outside, he's forced out wide, but Kallio leads. That was very brave indeed. Gundersen right into the back of him, at the inside clatters Olofsson, and Ben-Philip Gundersen suddenly is dropping down the pack.
Yeah. I don't know actually what happened, but Kallio did a great move into turn 1, and after that Gundersen was a bit lost, I think, and got caught up by Olofsson. Great first corner by Jesse.
Well, he certainly got into the back of Kallio. That in turn got him offline. So Ben-Philip Gundersen, the championship leader, jokers at the end of lap 1. 5-lap race, and there is Jesse Kallio with damage leading. Simon Olofsson with damage is second. Jimmy Alfredsson is third. Fourth is Michalak. Has Michalak got a puncture possibly? The car looking a bit low. There's the battle for second and third places, but Kallio already leading by 1.7 seconds. Gundersen has jokered, getting it out of the way on the first lap here. In fairness to Michalak, if he has got a problem, he's driving around it well because he's closing back up onto the tail. And look at this, Olofsson under attack from Alfredsson. He gets another little bit of contact. Michalak right with Alfredsson now. Last race of the weekend for Supercar Lights. Everybody pushing like crazy.
Yeah, everybody wants to be in the top 3, and this goes to show on the track also. So yeah, no one gives anything for free.
Michalak jokers, so he falls behind Gundersen, falls behind Linus Östlund as well. Östlund struggling in this race, can't make progress. Simon Olofsson then, who got damage earlier on in the day, hangs on to second place. Jimmy Alfredsson right there behind him. And while they're battling, this is enabling now, look, Gundersen to close right up. It's allowing Kallio to get away. Gundersen then, who's already jokered, right up with them.
Yeah, if you look at Olofsson's left rear wheel, it's pointing out, so that's why everybody is catching up on him. He's slowing them down, and yeah, for the moment, yes, he's just pulling away, already 3 seconds ahead. So yeah.
But Olofsson is doing an outstanding job of keeping second place with a car that has this suspension breakage.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's not the easiest track to overtake. So yeah, but he's doing a good job. But it's sorry to say, it's ruining everybody else's race.
Gundersen charges up the inside, contact with Alfredsson, contact with the Armco, and all of a sudden Linus Östlund gets ahead of Ben-Philip Gundersen. 1 up and 1 down. Gundersen gains a place, loses a place. Jimmy Alfredsson is the one that really came a cropper there, and suddenly Linus Östlund, although he's yet to joker, is back at the races because he's now running third on the road.
Yeah, and actually Olofsson now got a quite big gap to the other ones. So let's see if he can hold on to that second position with the suspension damage.
Östlund slots in, having jokered behind Gundersen ahead of Michalak, so Östlund gains a place against Michalak on the joker. We're on the last lap. Jesse Kallio is still in this race, he still leads and he has jokered, he's dominating it. Olofsson is second, but this is the fight for third. It is just Gundersen ahead of Östlund, ahead of Michalak, ahead of Jimmy Valfridsson as they come down towards turn 5. Great action all through the weekend from Supercar Lights. Östlund is sideways, Michalak on the inside. He's done it, and so is Valfridsson. 2 corners from home, and Östlund loses 2 places.
Yeah, that's a tricky place. I mean, it's really slippery. It's easy to make a mistake.
Checkered flag, and it's Jesse Kallio who wins on his RallyX Nordic debut, second despite the damage. Simon Olofsson, can you believe it? Third, Ben-Philip Gundersen, and fourth and fifth, Michalak and Valfridsson come across the line together. Michalak ahead by 91 thousandths of a second, with Linus Östlund taking 6th place. Plenty of action, plenty of drama, plenty of damage, but Jesse Kallio, a perfect drive.
Yeah. After the first few corners he got ahead, and then everybody else started banging into each other, and he got ahead. And I think there's not one car in that final that doesn't have a wheel bent or or a bumper missing or something.
Well, Jesse Kallio steps from the car, he will stand on the roof, and a great reception from the thousands of fans here at Kouvola. And they've enjoyed that race, and so has he.
Yeah, great job, great job.
Let's have another look at it. It wasn't a great start by Gundersen. That's where it started to unravel, but nor could Kallio get ahead. He went round the outside, couldn't chop across. He was forced out wide there. And here, look, Gundersen just drove into the back of it.
Yeah, I think he was a bit frustrated when Kallio passed on the outside, so he was trying to come up with something, but didn't quite manage.
He was then forced onto the outside line. Ben-Philip Gundersen lost places, jokered early, and just bled back in ahead of Linus Östlund. But while all the squabbles were going on, so Jesse Kallio was ahead, and despite the damage with that broken left rear corner, Simon Olofsson taking 2nd place. Remarkable effort, that.
Yeah, great drive, and as we see here, these guys were battling behind him, so he got the gap he needed when he was about to take the joker.
You could see Gundersen almost getting desperate there. Half a gap, go for it. Just stayed ahead of Linus Östlund. So in the end, Ben-Philip Gundersen taking 3rd with a very battered car. But here, Östlund getting it wrong at turn 5 and losing 2 places.
Yeah, it's a pity, you know, one corner can mess up quite a lot, but that's how it is, and it's easy to make a mistake, and you never know who will make it, so yeah, sure. It's difficult.
Well, Jesse Kallio is the race winner. He's with George Wilson.
Yes, Ed, that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win, yes.
In front of your home crowd on your RallyX Nordic debut as well.
So yeah, how it can be better than this? Yeah, weekend was really, really tough, but I managed to do a good semis and final, and it's for you Finnish guys, yeah.
There was a crazy race going on behind you, but you didn't know anything about it. You were disappearing up the road.
Yeah, the first corner was really tight. I just sent it outside, and I didn't show anybody, but yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Ben-Philip, that was a crazy race. Tell us a bit about it from your side.
Yeah, it was a crazy race, absolutely. I was a little bit too hot, maybe, but yeah, I got a bad start. So, but yeah, I'm happy with the 3rd place if I get it.
It's not a win, not what you're used to, but still a good result for the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I get good points, and yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, I've been saying to these guys it's been a crazy race. How was it from inside your cockpit?
Okay, I was very lucky this time because in the start, in the first corner, I got a hit on the left rear tire. So it was really hard to drive. but I was lucky that they have a big fight behind me because I didn't drive it fast enough with the broken car, but that's racing.
You managed to hold it together and get a podium.
Yeah, that feels great.
And you're pleased with that? On to the next round in tee-up. How do you feel you can do there?
We did a good job there last year. Hopefully we can manage to do the same this year. The track will be different, but I think it's been good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Interesting to hear Ben-Philip Gundersen talk about third, if I get it, as though he's dreading what might come out of the stewards' room. For now, the provisional results, Jesse Kallio the winner from Simon Olofsson, Ben-Philip Gundersen provisionally third ahead of Anders Michalak, Jimmy Valfridsson fifth, Linus Östlund in sixth. Ben-Philip Gundersen in a physical race. What would you say, Nicholas? Do you think the race officials have a lot to look at there, or is that okay?
Difficult to say. It depends on the stewards.
Sure.
I don't know what I would do, but for sure they made contact, and who caused it. Yeah, it's difficult.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Ben-Philip Gundersen still has the championship lead from Linus Östlund and Sondre Evjen third. Simon Olofsson up to fourth ahead of Thomas Holman, and Jimmy Valfridsson is now sixth. One more race to go. The Supercar final is coming to the grid with Robin Larsson on pole position, with Oliver Eriksson alongside him. And this is the real surprise, that we have had Jere Kalliokoski only on the second row of the grid. Now, going back to Supercar Lights, we're just hearing that Gundersen has been excluded from the Supercar Lights final for driving standards, so the officials have had a look. There was a lot to look at, and they reckon that it was not good driving.
Yeah, I think it was on the limit, but that's what it is. If the steward think it's the wrong ways to overtake, then that's the right decision.
Sure. So an amended championship situation will come in due course, but let's look forward to this Supercar final. Jere Kalliokoski starting on the second row of the grid, not where he wants to be. The third row is Juha Rytkönen and Toni Kuhinen. So Larsson versus Eriksson on the front, but Eriksson on the outside line, not the ideal place.
Not the ideal, no, but I think it's a good starting position for, considering the first corner.
Let's see then, we're ready to race. The Supercar final is go! Dreadful start by Eriksson, he goes nowhere. Brilliant start by Kalliokoski. Larsson leads, Kalliokoski goes second, just ahead there of Jani-Pekka Raijala. Eriksson is fifth as they make the run up the hill. Up into third has gone Toni Kuhinen. So Robin Larsson leads, but all the support is for the man behind him. The local hero, Jere Kalliokoski, chases after Robin Larsson. Larsson leads, Jere Kalliokoski is second, and then Oliver Eriksson is on the outside line, but he's still trapped in fifth after a terrible start.
Yeah, that's really a bummer. I don't know. Too low revs in the start, and that's it. Really disappointing for him. And now he's stuck in traffic.
Toni Kuhinen goes for the joker as up towards the end of lap one, Robin Larsson is the man in charge. He won in Latvia, he leads here, he already leads by 11 tenths of a second. Kalliokoski second, Raijala is third, Eriksson is fourth, Kuhinen is fifth, and then Juha Rytkönen is in sixth place. Now can Kalliokoski bring down this gap, or is Robin Larsson going to be able to romp clear? Larsson, who's had a World RX win, don't forget, in Argentina back in 2015, should be the man to beat in this, but Kalliokoski is chasing after him.
Yeah, he's chasing, but okay, both of these guys, when they get in front, they are very, very difficult to beat. So let's see. The gap is already quite big, so Jere really needs to push.
Full marks also to Jani-Pekka Raijala because he's keeping Oliver Eriksson behind him, so he's at the moment hanging on to that third place. None of the top four have jokered as yet. Kalliokoski is losing touch with Larsson. The leading gap is going up and up and up. Now it's 1.4 seconds, so Kalliokoski needs Larsson to have a problem. Otherwise, he's going to have to settle for second place.
Yeah, for the moment, Robin is looking very strong. No mistakes. Looking really good.
Kalliokoski goes for the Joker lap. He's had 3 thirds. He's had a second in Latvia. Still not a win despite the pace this weekend. He stays ahead of Ericsson there, look. Ericsson also yet to Joker, so his third place on the road is a phony third place. The leading gap is 3 seconds, largely because that man, Jere Kalliokoski, has just jokered. That's why it looks bigger. 2 laps to go. Now, can he push and get within 2 seconds of Larsson? Not easy.
No, not easy. I think he had a joker because there was the space enough, and or if he has some small problems, then it's better to joker earlier.
Larsson jokers, but he's got so much in hand. He's looking mighty strong up front. Robin Larsson then comes across the line. That will put 4 laps in the book. He's on his last lap here at Kouvola. Robin Larsson leading now by 1.5 seconds. Jere Kalliokoski has given it his all day, but just not good enough off the start.
No. When you need to battle and you can't have a clean first corner or second corner, it's usually like this. You get caught up in battles and so on, and yeah, Robin had a clean one and gets out in front. Yeah, great drive.
Indeed so. It's going to be a second win of the year then for Robin Larsson. He won his semi-final. He's going to win the final as well. The checkered flag at Kouvola is waved to Robin Larsson, who wins the penultimate round of RallyX Nordic. Second, Jere Kalliokoski. Oliver Eriksson takes third ahead of Toni Kuhnen. Juha Rytkönen is fifth. And Joni-Pekka Rajala has a problem, and I fear has parked out on the circuit and is not going to get to the end. But Robin Larsson takes the win by 1.8 seconds from Jere Kalliokoski. Oliver Eriksson third, Toni Kuhnen fourth ahead of Juha Rytkönen. And then, yes, a retirement, I'm afraid. Joni-Pekka Rajala after his semi-final win. Another excellent drive by Larsson. In a way you expect it because of his experience, but yet he's notoriously unlucky. He gets involved in incidents, but it was all down to the start and a bad start made by Eriksson.
Yeah, he got away with it a bit easier than normally. You know, yeah. Eriksson had the stall, so yeah, it wasn't maybe the strongest weekend by Robin, but when it came to the final, he did an excellent job, and yeah, lights to flag.
Perfect job, absolutely perfect. And Jere Kalliokoski will be kicking himself. Thousands of fans cheering him on, and he couldn't quite deliver when it was needed. But Oliver Eriksson equally will be very annoyed with that bad start because that's cost him championship points.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, I think for Jere, it was already because of the semi-final when he had the battles there. He had to start from second row, and yeah, but that's how it is sometimes, and it's easy to make a mistake and get caught up in battles.
Well, there is Robin Larsson. You can see how much that win means to him. He's a very happy man indeed. Ian Davis there, the championship coordinator, goes to congratulate him. Jere Kalliokoski out of his car in second place. Oliver Eriksson's Honda Civic there in third. And George Wilson is ready to have a word with Robin Larsson just as soon as the helmet comes off. But Robin is, for the photographers, savouring the moment and getting his breath back as well. He may have been out front by 1.8 seconds at the end, but a huge amount of effort put into driving these cars on the limit around a circuit like this. That's the hint. Get your cap on. In other words, get your crash helmet off. And Robin Larsson is the winner of RallyX Nordic here in Kouvola. He's with George.
Robin, how does that feel?
Oh, feels so fucking good. Good start and no issues, so we can just carry along and get that weekend we needed. We got some points on Oliver now, and gonna be an interesting final in the Tierp. So this was the weekend we really needed, and we can't thank the guys enough for the speed we found in the Q4 and the final. So it's unbelievable.
And both of your wins in Latvia and now in Kouvola, both you made look easy.
Yeah, in the final and the semi, we found something in Q4, so it was so relaxing that we found speed. We didn't have the speed compared to Jere in the qualification, but we found something, so relieved.
Congratulations. So Jere, That's a podium in front of your home crowd. Are you pleased with that?
Yes. Semi-final is very tight and little mistake on the first corner, but the final start is good.
You made up a lot of ground in that race, so you still managed to give the fans something to cheer about.
Yes.
And have you enjoyed driving here at your home track?
Yes.
Well done. Oliver, tell us a bit about your race.
It's more like a loss than a podium. Front row, everything. I took the decision myself to go down a bit on start rev to challenge Robin and get ahead in turn 1, but didn't get off the line, and from there just tried to recover, and well, podium's a podium.
On to Tierp.
On to Tierp, bring on the fight.
Thank you.
So Robin Larsson, and apologies for his colourful language, wins here at Kouvola from Jere Kalliokoski second, Oliver Eriksson third. Fourth goes to Toni Kuhnen, along with fellow Finnish Championship regular Juha Rytkönen and Joni-Pekka Raila rounding out the standings. Larsson's second win of the year. So for the championship, with 1 round to go, 4 points between Oliver Eriksson and Robin Larsson. Jere Kalliokoski third from Ulrik Linneman and Andreas Karlsson. Philip German sixth from Peter Hedström, Mats Öhman, Steno Johansson, and 10th is Mikko Ikonen. Now, Supercar Lights has been updated with Ben-Philip Gundersen's exclusion, so he's 11 points only ahead of Linus Östlund now. Sondre Evian third, Simon Olofsson fourth ahead of Jimmy Valfridsson, and Thomas Hallman in sixth. So we have 1 more round to go of RallyX Nordic, and that is in Tierp on the weekend of September the 21st and 22nd, and that's when the championships are all going to be decided. We look forward to a great weekend of action there, but for now, from an all-action Kouvola from Niklas Grunholm and David Addison, it's goodbye.